This week, we are going to cover images and links. There is a lot of material to cover, and I recommend doing this in two different sessions. I would do the images, and then in a different session, I would do the links because there is a lot there. So you are going to be going through the web readings first, and then you're going to work through the images and links lecture demo. And you will notice that it is split into two parts, images and then links. And once you're done with that, you are going to complete the textbook assignment, which is more directive and has videos that you can follow. And then there is the lab assignment, which is going to be a little bit more free format. There will be minimal requirements you need to meet, but you can be a little creative. One of the biggest problems that students have with this particular assignment is that the images, the names, and the links are all case sensitive when you put them on the internet. Upper and lower case don't make a difference if you are viewing things offline. But the minute you transfer them to the web, it does make a difference. So if you look at your pages live, which you do need to do after you transfer them using FileZilla, you need to go out and make sure they work because that's where I'm going to be checking them. So if you look at your pages live and your images don't show up or your links don't work, the first thing you should check is to make sure that the way that you named your pages matches the way that you've keyed in the link, and the way that you have named your images matches the way you have keyed in the source attribute. Okay, because the file names are case sensitive and so are the folder names. Okay, and if they don't match 100%, your images will not show up or your links will not work. It is super helpful to have your file extensions displayed in Windows. The extension is the part of the name that is after the period. And in Windows, it's fairly easy to check to make sure they're displayed. In fact, I can quick show you. This is where all of my lovely videos go before I load them to YouTube. But if you go into View and Show, if there's a check next to File Name Extensions, you can see them. Okay, and you can clearly see that period and the ending on these files. Okay, and so that is super helpful if you can see the entire name. I did create a video with very common problems and how to fix them. So if you are encountering a problem, you might want to take a look at that because typically the problems people have on this assignment are very similar to problems students have had in the past. So that is what we are working on. So once again, you're going to start with your web-based readings. I'm going to open this in a new page. So you'll notice that there aren't a whole lot of readings here. The lecture demo is lengthier because I am going to show you how to use LunaPick. And I did include some LunaPick resources. This is an online image editor. Free. That's why we're using it. And then these pages basically show you how to add images using HTML and how to add links. Then you are going to get into the lecture demo. And as I mentioned, these are kind of separated. And I would go through this first one is going to take a while because we are getting into image editing and we are going to use LunaPic. So this one might take you a little bit longer. The HTML for images is pretty short. Yeah, you're going to use the image tag, and this will show you how to use it and tell you about the different attributes that are inside that tag. And then we get into hyperlinks. And hyperlinks isn't too long, but you are going to learn about internal and external links, as well as how to link to your own pages using a relative link versus how to link to somebody else's page, which requires an absolute link. Okay, so you'll learn about the different types of links in this document. Okay, then once you get done with that, you are going to go through the textbook assignment. That's the Dropbox. Let's go up here to the directions. So this is more directive. So there are videos that you can watch, and there are quite a few files for you to download. So this first little section is directing you to create your folders. There's videos on how to do that in previous assignments if you cannot remember. And then anytime you are downloading, you are going to want to right click and save link as. Okay, that is the safest way to download the graphics and the web pages. And then we will be going to LunaPic and making some modifications to the files. There is a video that kind of walks through how to do that. You'll learn how to crop out portions that you don't want. And LunaPic is pretty easy to use. I think it's fairly intuitive. So I don't think you guys are going to have too many problems, but there are videos in each one of these sections for you. As you go through here, you're going to create all of the graphics or modify the graphics I gave you so that you can add them to a page. So you're going to get them ready for the web, and then you are going to actually be adding them to a web page. So you're going to download this web page and a couple more graphics. And then the code that you are going to need to enter is displayed in here. And once you're done adding the images, you are going to add links. Okay? And you can see the code that you need to add here. It is in red. Okay? And so that is the code for the link. And it is going to surround those thumbnail images. So those little images are going to be links to larger images. And as you can see, there is some mixed upper and lowercase here. For your links to work, your images need to be the same upper and lowercase. So that is where the upper and lowercase make a difference. Okay, it's in the link, also in this source attribute. Okay, so those are the areas that people seem to have trouble, okay, because the web is very literal. So however you key this in, that is exactly what it's going to look for. Here is another page you're going to download and with some additional graphics. And then you're basically going to follow the directions to insert the graphics. And your page will look something like this. And then at the very bottom, you are going to, and this is right above your closing body, you're going to add some additional information in the footer, a couple links that they could actually click on and go visit those other pages. This exercise involves creating internal links. Okay, there's a video that explains what you need to do, and you can see that you are going to be downloading a web page and a graphic. Everything has been placed in the web page except for the links. So that is what you will be doing. Okay, and then once you get all of that done, you can transfer it to the web. You can see the grading rubric here and what you will be getting points for. Once you finish that assignment and you have it transferred to the web and you have checked it and everything looks good, you're going to come into the Dropbox and you are going to submit done. So I'm going to view this as a student so that I can show. So I'm just going to go into text, I'm going to key in the word done and submit. Once you do that, I will know it's ready for correcting. Now, what should you do if you have a problem? Your link doesn't work or your image is missing. All you really need to do is email me. If you can't figure out what the problem is, just send me an email and I will take a look at it. I am very good at finding these problems and I will let you know how to fix it. And for your lab assignment, oops, looks like I'm going to have to fix that one. For the lab assignment, there are videos in this as well, but there's a couple parts to this assignment. You are going to be creating a brand new page using HTML5 graphics and links. You're going to have 3 sections in your page that display or hide content. So you're going to use the detail and summary tags. The content has to include text and a thumbnail graphic that links to a larger graphic. And you can pretty much do the page on whatever you want. You just need to make sure you adhere to NMC's Title IX and our student code of conduct. So here is a little example of, the detail summary. So I did a tiger. This links to a larger tiger. And, it's perfectly fine for you guys to quote the text as long as you indicate where you retrieved it from, along with the date that you retrieved it. So you're basically citing this. Okay, so it's not like you have to make up a bunch of text. You guys can perfectly fine to copy. So I need 3 of these in a page. This is one. And here's the code that I used for that tiger. Okay, so here's another example. That should say Brooklyn, but this would be the Brooklyn Bridge. And here's the code that I used for that. Okay, so when you are completely done, it's probably going to look something like this, where you've got 3 different things that you are, I don't know, animals, bridges, whatever it is that you've created. You have 3 different ones that you can click on to read about, and then you can click on the thumbnail to get to the larger picture. I do have the big cat example live, so you guys could actually, take a look at this. So these were my three. And if you click on them, you'll see that they go to web optimized images. So part of this is finding the images, creating the web optimized image, and then also creating the thumbnail. And then once you get done with that, you are going to be adding links to your assignment page. Up till now, we basically have a textbook assignment section and we have the lab assignment section. It's showing text, but no links. And you're going to be converting that text into a link. So I've got a little example. This is what it was before. And then this is what it looks like when I convert it to a link. Okay, so this is how my lesson 2 looked with links. Yours may look the same or different depending on how you named those files, because this is all case sensitive. Once you finish that, you are going to add a background graphic to your assignment page. And you can go to the PowerPoint free background site and download one from there. Or you could actually just get an image at any of the free image sites that I have in the course resources, and you can use one of those. And as far as how to download, I do have a video that shows you. And as for these PowerPoint backgrounds, the ones that have some white space in them work out best. Otherwise, if the background is too dark, you can't see your text and your links. If you want to use an image in the background, you can, but it's probably going to be too dark. So you're probably going to have to adjust the transparency. And so this kind of tells you how to do that at Lunapic. And I also created a video for you guys. You'll need to add that background image to your page, and this is how you will do that. Okay, and here's an example of how it will look. Okay, at the very bottom is the grading rubric. And if you guys get stuck or you need help, just let me know because I am here to help you. And I love doing this stuff. So don't hesitate to ask for help. Once you are done with the lab assignment, make sure you get everything transferred, and then you will submit done to the Dropbox. Down here under resources, I do have a lot of royalty-free sites where you can get graphics from. And I've got an article that shows you how to save your connection information in FileZilla. There's also a video that kind of walks you through saving that connection information. If you guys have any questions or problems, just reach out and throw me an email, come in to lab during class, or you can actually come into any of my live stream hours. Happy to help you. Just pop in and ask or send me an email.